clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
So this is usually not the type of videos I do on this channel. I usually do cheer videos, I feel like I could really reach out and talk to 11,000 people and hopefully end up changing their perspective on things. If you're not on the right path, get off it. So my journey all started on Twitter. I ended up thinking, oh, if I follow all these positive accounts on Twitter, maybe seeing positivity during the day and stuff will end up like changing how I think and stuff. And it honestly did, because usually you scroll up to your timeline and there's all like negative people like, ow, F school. It ended up really like changing my mood and stuff, because I just kept seeing like positivity. So that's like all where this started. I was kind of inspired by Twitter, and then ended up finding a bunch of videos on YouTube about it, and The Secret, which is a movie. It's like an hour-and-a-half movie. It's I can link it down below because it's actually on YouTube and it's on Netflix, but a lot of people don't have Netflix, so I'll link it down below. It's not like a waste of time. I don't necessarily believe it, but like the concepts that it says are so amazing that it's like whatever you think ends up happening in life. Like whatever, like if you think positively, like positivity comes back to you, and like if you think negative, then your day's gonna suck and it just all like crumbling down, like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like a weird concept, and I see a big difference. Like I am just so much more like happier. Like I already am a happy person to begin with because I already kind of applied half these without actually realizing it, but now I kind of realize that like I can share all this with all you guys. Be that kind of person that has an impact on people in like a way that like if you just talk to them, then you brighten their day. Like my biggest thing to live by is be someone that everyone wants to be best friends with. Like be that type of person that like everyone just like, they're really cool, they're really happy, and they're just always like a positive like influence on people. You want to be best friends with them because they just make everything happier, and like someone that lights up the darkest room and just ends up like lighting up everyone's faces and makes everyone smile. Like why wouldn't you want to be that? Like why wouldn't you want to be someone that just emulates happiness? No one wants to not be around someone that's surrounded by like happiness and kindness. Like everyone wants to be surrounded by that. It means the world to me when people comment on my videos and always like, oh, like your laugh makes my day, like you make me smile, like your videos itself bring up my whole day. Like I never even knew I could have the power to do that. My goal is to be someone that can like just brighten up everybody's day and can brighten up everything and looks for the positive in every kind of situation. Like that's my kind of goal, and that's really what I want to be. I never knew I could really have an effect on someone just by being like my jolly old weird goofy self. Like I never knew that I could ever like do that, but here I am. Once you start emulating happiness, the whole population, or I don't even know, like you like talk to you, like they end up being so much more happier. It just keeps going down the line. It's like the like I don't know, McDonald's trend where like you go through drive-thru and you pay for someone, then they end up like paying for the next person. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It just like it spreads so easily. Like you, by just being so smiley to someone, can end up making them smile and them smile and smile and smile. Like it just keeps going on. It's like a love train. I don't know. If you're always thinking negative thoughts, that's what's going to happen to you. If you wake up and stub your toe and you're just like, oh my god, then the rest of your day is going to be like, Urgh. But like if you wake up, you stub your toe and you're just like, whatever, like, whatever. Like, whatever floats your boat, then like the rest of the day is going to be that way. No one really wants to be around a negative person that's constantly complaining, always negative, always like, oh, F my life, oh, F this. Like, no one really wants to be around that because it's just like a Debbie Downer and it's always like bringing you down, and like who wants to be brought down all the time? No one. If I always believe that my team style will hit, it usually always does. Or if I'm like, oh, it'll hit, like no worries, like even if it's complete trash, I'll be like, oh, it'll hit. Like if I 100% believe that it'll hit, I guarantee I'll go out on the competition floor and it will hit. But like last weekend at Ohio, I had the biggest doubts in my mind that it was not going to hit. And I failed both days in the same stunt, and it was the easiest stunt ever because we watered it down for day 2, and it still didn't hit because I was like, I'm still not 100% confident with this, I think it's gonna fall, blah blah blah, and what do you know, it fell. If you believe that like you can do something, you actually can do it. Like, you can't have like doubts in your mind, or it's just not gonna happen. You're going to run into negative people all the time in your life, people that are going to bring you down, people that constantly complain about things, and you can't let them get to you. You can't let that stop you. Sorry, the generator is back on. There has been a lot of negative people in my life recently, and you don't want to act like you're above them, but like you kind of want to distance yourself from them, like not talk to them. If I talk to someone and I leave them unhappier because they're complaining and constantly negative, like I can't have that in my life because it's just a strain on like who I am and stuff like that. No one really wants to be around that. So when I just distance myself from people like that. I not necessarily changed them, but I kind of like gave them like a perspective, and like they have changed for the better because of me, which is like the coolest thing ever. If you do good unto others, it always comes back to you in some sort of way, and it makes you feel good. Like me like giving money to someone, or like helping someone with something, or like doing someone a favor, or like stuff like that, like that always ends up like boosting my mood. I'm always in like an elevator and it's always awkward, and I just strike up conversations with random people, and it makes me feel good because I don't know, I'm never gonna see them again, but like at least I kind of like cheered up their day. Not only by helping other people makes you feel good, but it makes the other person feel good as well. So it's like a double-edged sword, but in a good way. My dad always says everything comes back twofold, and like if you do good unto others, then good things will come back to you. You can have the worst day in the whole entire like world, like in the world Guinness records, and like if you think positively, then it's really like nothing. Someone dies, or if something really bad happens to you, like there's always a positive in every kind of situation. There's always a reason why something happened. Like if it's a negative thing, it was to make you stronger, or to like kind of make your thinking change, or stuff like that. Like you always kind of have to think of things in that kind of way. Oh, like you failed your math test. Like, okay, you failed your math test. Just do better on the next one. Like, let it go. Let it go. Like, don't let it affect your mood. It's not worth it. Like, oh, a guy broke up with me. Like, oh, okay, he wasn't meant for me. Okay, put that away. I see people all the time, like, blowing things out of proportion over, like, the littlest things. Like, you can't sweat the small stuff. You can have a little moment where you're, like, upset about it, but, like, don't let it ruin your whole day. There's a bunch of things that won't matter in here. People are like, oh my god, but it's, like, it's not gonna matter. This has made me into the person I am today. How I go out of my comfort zone is trying to talk to random people every day. If I go into an elevator, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to these people, and I'm gonna do it. Or if I'm like at Wawa or like cashier or whatever, just like talk to them, try to strike up conversation, whatever. Like I love going out of my comfort zone because it's such like a challenge to me, but I love the reward and like the feeling you get afterwards. Do one thing every day that scares you. You will just grow into the best person you can be because you're using all of your ability. Do one kind deed every day to someone, like either holding the door for someone or complimenting someone. Like I love complimenting at least one person every single day because like, but not do it out of like fakeness and be like, oh, I like your shirt. No, I don't. If I genuinely like something about someone, I'll end up telling them about it, or be like, oh, you did a really good job in that stunt, like that was really good. Those are my 2 fun like tips like to do on a daily basis that can lead you to happiness and positivity. Some people don't realize that this life can have so much to offer, and like you can do so many things. So many people spend so much time like sitting around doing like nothing. Go rock climbing, go surfing, like try new things. Like there's so many things that you can try, and like it just breaks my heart when I see so many other people like not going out and doing things like that. Go out of your comfort zone and really like see things that you can love, do things, like everything is an experience, you know what I mean? You can turn around your life right now and make your dreams a reality. This is my biggest thing to live by. Yeah, those other things are important, but like be your best self always. My best self is when I'm laughing, I'm good, I'm having a good time. Like I want to be that all the time. Like that's my best self. Some people let go of that and they're only their best self to like when they meet new people or they're trying to impress someone, like that's when they're their best self, when you should just try and be your best self like all the time. People judge me. I see people judging others that like live down the hall, they live down the street, and they're like, oh, well, I heard he's not a nice person, or like, I heard blah blah blah. But then I actually end up not judging them and end up getting to know them, and they were nothing like people said they were, and I get along with them perfectly. Like just because someone else didn't get along with someone doesn't mean that you're not gonna get along with them. I see people judging people all the time without getting to know them, and it just like breaks my heart. I'm like, they could be your new best friend. He could be your husband for all you know. You never like gave them a chance to get to know them, and now you have one less friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that just upsets me a lot. I've let people into my life that like people said, oh no, don't be friends with them. And like, they're like my best friends now, and it's like, people always think that all eyes are on them all the time. They're always like, oh, well, what will people think if I wear this? Or like, what will people think if I say this? Or like, if I'm myself, blah, blah, blah. But I can guarantee you, not everyone is paying attention to you. Like, you think when you walk into a classroom, like, everyone is like, oh my god, oh, like, what is Ray Ray, oh, doing? Like, no one's even like really paying attention to you, and like everyone thinks they are. You do a presentation, you think everyone's gonna be like, oh, everyone's gonna remember this in like a month. Like, no, everyone's gonna go home, everyone's gonna go take a nap. Like, no one's gonna really think about what you did today. As long as if like you're yourself and you're a nice person, like that's all that matters, honestly. Wear what you want, say what you want, be who you are. It just annoys me when people let other people's like thoughts get to them. Like, if they think that about you, or if they think like blah blah blah, then like who cares? Like, that's their opinion. If they're gonna judge you based off of that, then screw them. I love the quote, those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Those who don't like you don't matter, and those who love you like you because of the things you do. So like, I love that quote because it's like, if people don't like you, there's other people out there who will and do. You'll find them if you're completely 100% yourself. That's the biggest regret ever. I used to do that in high school, like my freshman and sophomore year, and I regret it 5,000% because I was always scared, like, oh, if I asked for a pencil, would this person think I'm weird? Or like, if I pass back this paper weird, will they think that's weird? Like, no one cares. Once you let go of all the negative possibilities that could happen if you did this or did that, like, then it's all gonna not matter, and you're gonna be able to be 100% yourself 100% of the time. Strive to be a better person than you were yesterday. Help people whenever you can. Listen to music when you're upset, and give yourself alone time to just chill. Learn from experiences. Everything is an experience. Like, everything was meant to happen to change your life in some sort of way. Find someone who inspires you and kind of look up to them and think like, what would they do? Positive thinking will lead to positive results. If you're always like happy and positive, then it just, your whole day is so much more happier and positive, and like your whole week is happier and positive. Smile. I love smiling when I talk. I don't know why, but it ends up just bringing my happiness out. It kind of just emulates how happy I am. If you want to meet 5 people by the end of the month, go out and meet those 5 new people. Set little goals for yourself like every day, and it just kind of makes life interesting and kind of like a challenge, and like you want to meet that challenge. Like, if I want to say I'm going to talk to 5 new random people today, I'm going to talk to 5 new random people. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like fun to do. Try and not complain for like a whole day. And you will be surprised, it is so much harder than you think. Like, it is so hard to do. Because like, you always try and find something wrong in everything. Like, and so many people do it. No one really wants to hear you complain. Like, no one wants that negativity brought onto them. So like, complaining is completely useless. Gosh, I'm actually so much happier without complaining about anything. And if you do that for like a whole week or like a whole month, like, you'll notice like the biggest difference, because you're not complaining. You're not thinking about the negative things anymore. I hope you guys got something out of this video. People always ask me like, how are you so happy? And this is how. So I will see you guys later. Adios.